Hey, so today I want to share some fabulous, easy date night ideas for you. Several clients asked, so here we go, all right? You could stay home and listen to music and dance in the living room. You could go for a hike if you're more of an outdoorsy type. You could find a waterfall or a scenic overlook. You could visit a national park. Maybe you could go to the ocean and jump in the waves or walk the beach and hold hands. You could plan a picnic, even at home, with wine and cheese on the floor in the living room. We did that years back where we turned the clocks ahead to get everybody in bed early, and then I put out a blanket and grabbed the wine and cheese, and it was a beautiful night that didn't cost much at all. How about chocolate fondue? You can go to a thrift store, there's another idea, and get an old-fashioned fondue maker. You could go for a romantic stroll at the park or even just down your street. You could go kayaking or paddleboarding. Go to the gym. You could exercise even at home watching a YouTube video. Get some weights, have some fun. You could go for a country drive and be sure to crank up the tunes and roll down the windows. And actually, before you go, you could make a playlist of all your favorite music. Speaking of music, you could go line dancing. Super fun. My daughter's really into that with her college girlfriends. You could stop for ice cream when you're driving about. You could have a movie night right here at home with a big bowl of popcorn and a nice cozy blanket to just snuggle up on the couch. You could go to an escape room. You could go to an outdoor concert or a big old live concert, but those can cost a little bit more money. So lots of times in the summer, there's loads of outdoor concerts that are free. How about a drive-in movie? Gosh, we did that when we were kids. It'd be fun to go back and do that again. Or maybe visit a winery or a brewery or game night at home. Very no cost to that, right? Well, you can invite friends over and play some games. You could cook a special meal together. Maybe light some candles or make it more of a outdoor on the grill. You could do pizzas on the grill. That's always fun. You could do a bonfire in the backyard. You could make s'mores. And again, whether with friends or without, alone or not. You could make it a neighborhood event if you wanted to. You could go stargazing in the backyard or on the top of a parking garage if you live more in an urban area. You could go camping in the backyard. You could have a couples massage, or you could DIY it and give each other a massage. You could go parking like you did when you were teenagers. You could go to a sporting event. You could go tailgating. You could rent electric scooters and buzz around the city. You could volunteer at a charity. You could do a puzzle. Or maybe go through photo albums, especially your photo albums from when you were a little kid. Maybe you've never looked at those pictures with each other. You could make a time capsule, put some pictures of the two of you in there with some unique items about the year. That would be really fun to open 10, 20 years from now with your kids. You could play tennis or pickleball. You could even shoot hoops. You could go to breakfast. Coffee dates exploring new coffee shops is super fun. Or my husband and I often just go for appetizers or dessert. You can go and have at home a video game date night. That's one that he's sure to love. Or maybe you could Google local tourist spots and go sightseeing. Many museums have free days or an art gallery. You could go to a karaoke night or a trivia night at a local bar. You could go shopping. Now, I know a lot of guys will be like, nope, not doing it, but you could have some fun. There's that TikTok date idea where you stick to a budget and you go out and shop for things for the other person, picking out things that they would like. You could even go together, but go to a Target and divide in the store and try to avoid each other or something, but you can find their favorite food or their favorite drink, something in their favorite color, something that reminds you of them, and just have fun within the budget. You could go to a Costco or a big grocery store where they have sample night. You could go thrifting. You could go to a yard sale. You could go to an antique store or a farmer's market. And my husband's all-time favorite, Home Depot. That is a fabulous date night for him. Find a planetarium or an outdoor festival. Dream a little bit. Maybe go to a home show and just walk around and explore ideas about your future home or maybe some improvements that you want to do to your house. You could go on a date just driving around looking at houses. You could plan a dream vacation or even a staycation. You could go for a bike ride. You could go berry picking, bowling, mini golfing, find an arcade, an old-fashioned arcade. Drive golf carts. Drive go-karts. You could go on a Groupon date. Search Groupon, find something fun, get a great deal. Could be a massage, could be zip lining, could be a big old concert. In the fall, you could go apple picking. You could go to a pumpkin patch and bring home a pumpkin to carve together. You could go to a corn maze or an old-fashioned tractor ride, a hay ride. In the winter, you could go ice skating. Well, and any time of the year, you could go roller skating. You could go sledding. That costs nothing and is a blast to go out in the snow and do that. You could go on a sleigh ride, complete with horses and hot chocolate. You could go on a Christmas light tour where you drive around and check out those neighborhoods that have lights galore on their houses. You could build a snowman. You could take a class. Might be a cooking class or a woodworking class or a tile laying class or dance class. How about pottery? You could visit an animal shelter, walk the dogs, play with the cats, have some fun. You could, one of my best dates, I remember my husband took me to adoration. I just was so touched that he would do that for me. Even going to mass and maybe breakfast after. You could go on a pilgrimage to a cathedral near you. And here's a great one. You could recreate your very first date, whatever that was, all right? So these are loads of ideas that don't have to cost a lot of money. There are ways to make sure that you're staying connected, that you're finding creative ways to make sure that you're being intentional, especially when you have little kids. It's so easy to just lose track of each other and not have any time for one another. And you don't want that to happen, my friends. That's a mistake that my husband and I made. We were just so busy working and taking care of kids, and we were so darn exhausted, and we just didn't have money to do a whole lot. There's ways to create those fun things. So make sure that you keep each other a priority, have some fun with it, and really create the best marriage that you can that will last a lifetime, because that's what we're up to on this campus, is about creating that legacy of love for our families and future generations. So God bless you and have some fun.